Hello, my dear love bugs, and welcome back to another episode of Chat with Homie. Hi, I'm the homie. My name is Ari, and I am here to chat with you today. Welcome to my online neurodiverse journal of a single mom. Okay, 2 kids, about to be 3 because I am pregnant. It's wild. It's a wild ride. So unexpected. And you might be wondering, oh my god, what they label you with, the girl? What's your deal? Well, let me tell you my deal, my spiel, what the world's labeled me with. So what the doctors have labeled me with. Anyway, bipolar 1, borderline, PTSD, ADHD, ADD, which is not one part of ADHD, severe depression, severe anxiety, and a sprinkle of undiagnosed autism, as I chat about with the therapist. But listen, friends, that's not what we're here to chat about today. We're here to chat about, honestly, self-acceptance and how self-acceptance helped save my life. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? Because honestly, being diagnosed, and I was talking with my mom about this today, but I really was so lost. I really did not know who the fuck I was. Like, honestly, I had no sense of identity. None. None. It was bad. And it's kind of been like that. It's crazy too, because, yeah, again, reflecting my mom today, like, we knew something was up. It was like, but what was it? You know what I'm saying? And how can we get help? How can we do what we need to do? Like, what the heck is going on, you know? And yeah, that was like, I remember being young and just like, I was just so self-loathing and I really did not like myself. And now I have kids and I really, again, like, y'all, all the demons that you don't deal with, all the demons that honestly our ancestors have not dealt with and that, we've processed and probably come into counter with, because there's nothing new underneath the sun, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really hated myself, and so I was really unable to be there and love my kids in the way that was honorable to them. That doesn't mean I'm gonna shit on myself or shit on my experience as a human being, and those who have raised me up, because I really genuinely have, like, I love my parents so much. They're really beautiful human beings. We have to heal it all, right? And we all have our own wounds, and we all have our own ancestral and karmal and all that other fun stuff, okay, going on in our space, in our field, okay, in our field. And those wounds, they get passed along. Some of them, a lot of them get inherited, because a lot of it's just like, too, you do what you've learned. If you watch your ancestors go through that, even like your mom and your dad, you know what I'm saying, have these types of relationships, they're your first forms of, like, but that's not what we're here to dive all into, because a lot of it, again, is self-acceptance, and they have to accept themselves too. And as a mom myself, like, there's no rule book. Like, you have to heal the bullshit so that you can show up in the best way possible. And that's within itself is a tall task, to also show up for yourself in the process, especially if you're doing it by yourself. And I think that's an important conversation we need to have too, because there's apparently a lot of people shitting on, like, single moms, which to me is bananas, because it's like, you have no idea, none, what it takes to be on all the time in that way, sweetheart. Like, you just don't know. And that's okay, but, like, then speak from your experience. Don't mind me. I'm getting a cough drop because a girl needs it. Don't judge me. But y'all, listen, self-acceptance really did save my life. How? Why? Because when I started to accept who I was, accept the fact that I had emotions, that I wasn't meant to be perfect, that I'm meant to make mistakes, that even when I made mistakes, I'm lovable and I don't have to be the sum of all my mistakes. Like, I don't have to be a slave to my feelings and emotions, especially because I had such big feelings and emotions. Like, I really had to learn. And even as a parent, like, that's beautiful that I get to learn. I get to process that space with my kids too. Most definitely, because that's been a journey within itself. And I think that's something that we should have more conversation about, especially in the Black community, because, like, what the fuck, especially in being neurodiverse as well. Like, that was something I was so looking for. I was like, Spirit, I need more information. I need to hear people's stories, because what the heck is this? It's a different type of beast, okay? A really beautiful thing that I've learned, especially in my process of healing my own childhood, my own inner child, my own personhood, was that, sweetheart, what you do not undo, you will continue to repeat, and that cycle will just keep going. So awareness is so much of the battle, and when we become aware of ourselves, we're better able to be like, okay, this is what's popping up for me. Okay, when I am processing these heavy emotions, like, this part of me is hurt, or this part of me needs to be held this way, and that's okay. I'm not too sensitive. I am not too broken. I'm not too weird and too different. Okay? And for a long time, I was like, oh my God, I'm too much. And people are like, wow, you're a lot. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a lot. I must tone down myself and turn down my light because people are really triggered by that. And I'm responsible for that. Hell no. A lot of it too was like I was wearing wounds, especially of other people's projections that did not belong to me. I started to pay attention to my relationships and my connections. And when I started to accept myself, I started to have boundaries. Boundaries are magical, especially with my parenting my kids. Like, I get overstimulated very quickly. And I think that that's the thing too. Like, I had to heal the fact that it's okay to need help. You are not meant to have all your crap together. Like, that's just not existent. Like, that does not exist. Okay? And making room to make so many mistakes, and also give yourself so much grace, and also choose to be so mindful, and to get the help, and to even something. I had to manifest the help. I had to really manifest, put some fishing lines out there and hope for the best. Dead ass. Especially when it came to wow, my brain's farting. Especially when it came to finding that support, and finding support that felt like support and didn't feel like an adverse. Because honestly, too, if you know about finding psychiatric help and support, okay, it can be really interesting to find the proper people to support you. We should talk about that in the system, because what the fuck is that? But that's another story for another day. But my therapist is great now. And I think that's been so helpful too, you know what I'm saying? It gives me room to process. And I think that that's like magical, but a lot of it is like the therapy that happens outside. Again, you know what I'm saying? That self-acceptance is magical, because I really started to take the time. I really started to journal. And that's what happens for me. Everybody shares their, forms of expression and getting to know themselves in all different ways. Maybe it's just something that you love to do, and you're connecting to that joy, and you're connecting to how you feel. You're connecting to the parts of you that, feel good. Maybe you feel good hanging out with your friends. And even like when you're having a hard, rough day, the fact that you can have somebody to depend on. And if that's also, sometimes I've had many seasons where I don't have many people, okay? And having to be there for myself, and what does that look like, and making sure that I feel supported. And honestly, sometimes that was just not the case. But then I started to build those connections up, and a lot of that was healing too. And I had to, again, remember to ask for help. And say, oh my God, that's okay that I don't have this shit together. Like, I don't have to. No one's expecting me to. And if they are, like, it's not their fucking life. And a lot of people are just, again, projecting their own bullshit and crap into your experience, and being like, that's your experience. And it doesn't have to be, because everybody has their own magical experience. And while we are part of the same collective, certain things belong to us and certain things don't. Quite literally, my friend. So, I don't know, all the things. Y'all, be so kind to yourself. Accept yourself radically. Accept the fact that you have needs, that you have boundaries. Because boundaries are not walls, but they are ways in which people can stay in our lives. And honestly, boundaries are more so, they're telling us about what we're willing to accept. What are you willing to accept? What's going to help you feel safe? Because when you feel safe, you can show up for other people's safety as well, in a really beautiful, big, and open way. But that doesn't just come from you shaking your ass and not going ahead and knowing yourself and giving your heart and yourself away because you're trying to fill holes in your heart because you want to be loved and accepted. Trust me, that's where I came from. It was a journey, but I had to get out of that. Okay. Anyway. I love you. Thank you for joining me on this chat. Very random. We went a lot of different places, but you held on tight. And honestly, that's a step in the right direction. Thank you. Thank you for holding my hand and seeing me. All right. I love you. I'll see you soon. All right. Adios.